G'day gentlemen, this video is just a short, sweet and simple rebuttal to some advice that Stefan Molyneux had given to a caller on his own podcast. This caller's name is Nick.
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hey Stefan, I'm good, how are you?
Why don't you want to have kids?
Why don't? Well, there's a lot of reasons why I don't want to have kids. But the bulk of it pretty much comes down to short-term and long-term reasons. In the short term, I mean, I don't want to have children, but if I did want to have a child, my girlfriend would definitely be staying at home to raise it. There's no way I'm putting the kids in daycare. And so therefore I'd be supporting two people plus myself. And I don't want to allocate any time and resources to a family when there's so many other things I want to accomplish.
There are other priorities in life. Many men want to have kids. Some of us just don't want to have them right now. Generally speaking though, men want to have kids, yet you still continue to ignore the fact that many mothers deprive fathers from even seeing their kids, all enabled by the criminal family courts, whom were enabled by our criminal governments. Females that want to be mothers will say anything to get the man to submit to having kids. They will act like the complete NAWALT. Not all women are like that. Up until they actually have the child, and then kaboom!
So you'd rather have money than children?
Yes.
Okay. Why does it have to be one or the other? Are you saying that all wealthy people, like no wealthy people, have children?
No wealthy people have children. Wealthy men all around you are getting stripped of their children and having to end up giving over 50% of their money and resources to the mother that acted like a great partner up until she had the kids.
No, I'm saying that having kids right now would be capping my potential at the knees.
Why?
Well, can you picture yourself having done your IPO while being a dad?
This dude that goes by the name of Nick gives Stefan excellent logic and rational responses, yet Stefan's brain cannot accept Nick's path to be.
I wasn't, I mean, there were fathers doing this stuff.
There was fathers doing this stuff? Really? Like how long ago? Things have gotten dramatically worse for fathers, yet you still seem to make no thorough mention about no-fault divorce.
I mean, do you think that I would be magically better if I didn't have children at the moment? Children can be a great motivator for these kinds of things as well. Children can help you push through some of that resistance. Because, you know, certainly what I do now is very much informed by the fact that I'm a father, and it gives me a commitment and a focus and a clarity and a passion and a courage that I wouldn't have otherwise.
Around 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Most of the time, these relationships include children. Children that the father is not allowed to see because the mother does not allow him to see them. Enforced by the government, yes, all backed by the government. Are you afraid to talk about no-fault divorce and its ugly effects on society and its detrimental effects upon men? Do you have any clue how many men are not allowed to see their own kids just because the mother doesn't want them to communicate with the father? Imagine, on top of this, you have to pay alimony and child support for kids you're not allowed to see. Where is the motivator now?
Right. I guess another major factor, another major contributing factor would be whenever I do gigs, I am surrounded by a lot of dads, and they just seem so burnt out, and 50% of the time, for the lack of a better word, unhappy.
50% of the time. I can assure you, Nick, that these men that you're referring to are men that have been put through the meat grinder, the criminal family court process system.
Because, you know, certainly what I do now is very much informed by the fact that I'm a father, and it gives me a commitment and a focus and a clarity and a passion and a courage that I wouldn't have otherwise.
I may be from Australia, but the stats are relatively similar. Can you please talk about courage and compassion to the 21 fathers that commit suicide per week in Australia? That's over 1,000 men per year. In Canada, around 3,000 fathers commit suicide per year. Men cannot be happy if they're not allowed to make contact with their children. Men cannot be happy if they have to pay alimony to a bitter ex-wife. Like I said, I will keep this video short, There's no need to talk for over an hour and a half to try and convince you that you should get married and have kids. It's wrong anyway. You shouldn't be getting married. You should avoid and abstain from that altogether. The statistics say it all. It's not worth the risk getting married. Don't think that you are with someone that is special, whom is different from all the other females. They all say that they are different until they become your nemesis. Yes, the inescapable agent of your downfall. As for you, Stefan, please stop giving men bad advice. You may well soon have blood on your hands for advising men to marry, only then for them to commit suicide. As for you, Nick, I can tell you this. A smart man makes one mistake and he learns from that mistake. Now that was myself. But a wise man learns from the mistake of others. Take care.